The strength of this company and how you are reaching out and serving the needs of your clients and serving the needs of society. But the needs of society go beyond just software or learning how to use cloud computing. The needs of society require the kind of donation that you have just made. The needs of our society require the kind of program that you initiated so many years ago after the Summit for America's Future. 111, very simple, very direct, but you made that essential part of Salesforce.com. You made that essential part of the value and virtue system of your great company. And so, on behalf of all of us in the America's Promise Alliance, I want to thank you, Mark, for the generosity you and your employees have shown to your fellow citizens, toward your fellow citizens. And I look forward to continuing this marvelous program and spreading it throughout the country in the years ahead. Mark, congratulations to you for that great success and for all you're doing for society. Thank you, Mark. It is a great pleasure to be at Dreamforce 09. It's a great pleasure to be back with my friends from this great company. But I have to be honest and candid with you at this stage of my life, at this stage of my career. It's a great pleasure to be anywhere. It's not easy. Even though I've been out of the office of Secretary of State for a number of years, I still reflect back on those exciting days. I still reflect back on what I used to be and what I used to do. And I still remember late at night that it was one day when every king, every president, every prime minister wanted to come see me. One day when every reporter, every journalist, every television commentator wanted to interview me. One day you're sitting there at the top. One day you're the number one diplomat of the whole free world. One day you're the Secretary of State of the United States of America. And the next day you ain't. Just another guy. You got to get used to it. You got to go through a transition, a transformation to get back to just being an average, normal guy. But I had gone through something like this earlier when I stepped down to being chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Number one military official in the Armed Forces of the United States. And this time, I knew what to expect. I knew that there would be this emptiness that I had to adjust to. I knew that I had to transform into a new person. And I knew that the transformation process begins at home. So on the first day after stepping down as Secretary of State, I was sitting at the kitchen table with my beloved wife of 47 years, Alma, and I looked across at her and I said, darling, this is the first day of the rest of our lives. I won't be getting up at 5:30 in the morning anymore. I won't be leaving you at 6:30 in the morning anymore. She froze. I could hear her mutter, my God, he's not leaving in the morning anymore. Doesn't he know why we've been married for 47 years? So I realized that was not going to be a sustainable situation. I had to find things to do with my life. But the real problem is that when you go from that height back down to terra firma, there's an emptiness that comes upon you. There is an intellectual and emotional gap inside of you. And you got to do something to fill that. Or else it can be very destructive, almost depressive. And so after giving it a great deal of thought, what shall I do? How shall I handle this problem I have? The solution became very obvious, very clear. I bought a Corvette. It works. It works. If you have any problems in life, buy a Corvette. The police in Northern Virginia are not that happy that I have a Corvette. They stop me on a regular basis. They come up to me, but most of them are ex-GIs, so they salute, and then they write the ticket. The other thing about this transformation is that I'm a lot older now than I was when I left the Army. And so when I retired this time, everybody was noting I'm getting older. My kids, my grandkids, my doctors, even Time magazine decided it had to take note of the fact that I was a lot older this time around, since it wasn't obvious. And they had a special issue they were preparing on the aging process. We've got all these old people. What are we going to do with them? Who's going to support them? And in order to illustrate this aging problem, In order to give a little pizzazz, Time selected 5 American men and 5 American women that they considered were aging gracefully. And I was one of the 5 men selected as aging gracefully. I was flattered. It dawned on me the operative word is aging, not gracefully. Nevertheless, I bought the magazine. I'm driving home, and then it dawns on me, oh, goodness. Time magazine belongs to Time Warner. AOL belongs to Time Warner. Bet your dollar. Synergy. When you go home and turn on your computer and bring up your AOL webpage, I'll bet your dollar. AOL is running one of those silly polls. Vote here. Which of these 5 men is aging most gracefully? Nevertheless, go home, look on the computer, bring up my AOL webpage, and there it is. Vote here. Circle one of the little things. Which of these 5 men is aging most gracefully? Sit down. I take out 30 new screen names. Come on, you know what I would do. And I vote for me all night long. Didn't work. I didn't win. I came in second. Paul Newman was first. Robert Redford was third.